I used to believe attention was a choice I controlled, something I could give and take at will, until you walked in and quietly erased the rest of the room without even trying. I spent years deciding who deserved my focus, my energy, my curiosity, but the moment you appeared, the decision was made for me by something deeper than logic. I never believed one person could collapse an entire world into a single point, yet somehow everyone else faded the instant your presence entered my awareness. I was once a careful observer of people, weighing their value, measuring their impact. Then you arrived and rewrote the scale entirely. It's unsettling how effortlessly you turned my attention into instinct, not choice, as if my mind recognized you before I did. I used to scan rooms out of habit, always alert, always judging. Now my eyes stop the moment they find you, and the search ends. You didn't demand my attention, didn't ask for it, didn't chase it, yet it surrendered the second you existed near me. I thought fascination was something that grew slowly, but with you it struck instantly, like recognition rather than discovery. I once believed focus was earned through effort. Now I know it can be stolen by presence alone. Everyone else became background noise the moment you entered the frequency I didn't know I was tuned to. I used to pride myself on seeing everyone clearly until you arrived and blurred the rest into irrelevance. There's something dangerous about the way my attention abandoned all logic and followed you without explanation. I didn't stop noticing others out of loyalty. I stopped because my mind simply refused to register them anymore. You didn't outshine anyone. You replaced the concept of comparison entirely. I thought interest was something I controlled, but you exposed it as something instinctive, uncontrollable, and brutally honest. Before you, attention felt like power. After you, it feels like surrender. I never planned to let one person dominate my awareness, yet here you are, living there rent-free and unchallenged. You didn't ask to be watched. You became impossible to look away from. I used to observe people from a distance. With you, distance collapsed without permission. There's a quiet authority in the way you command my focus without speaking a word. I once thought being selective made me strong. Then you arrived and reminded me that strength can still kneel. You didn't steal my attention. You exposed where it always wanted to go. I can't explain why the world dims slightly when you're not in view, but it does. Everyone else became optional the moment you became inevitable. I thought attraction was layered and complex until you simplified it by existing. You didn't compete for my attention. You bypassed the competition entirely. I used to believe focus was rational, but you proved it answers to something older and deeper. The room can be full, loud, alive, and still feel empty if you're not there. I never intended to let one presence outweigh all others, yet here I am, recalibrated. You didn't demand importance, you embodied it. I used to decide who mattered. Now my mind reacts before I can decide anything at all. You arrived like a silent takeover, and by the time I noticed, everything else was already gone. It's unsettling how natural it feels to ignore the world when you're near. I thought curiosity was earned through mystery, but you command it through existence alone. My attention didn't drift toward you, it snapped into place. I used to manage my focus like a skill. Now it behaves like instinct. You didn't distract me. You revealed what distraction actually looks like. Everyone else feels like filler content after you became the main story. I never realized how loud the world was until you became the only sound I could hear. I once believed being impressed took effort. Now it feels inevitable. You didn't enter my thoughts politely. You claimed territory. I thought attention was something people fought for. Apparently, it sometimes just knows where it belongs. The moment you arrived, my standards didn't rise. They disappeared. I don't look for you anymore. I expect you. I used to scan faces out of habit. Now my eyes wait for one. You didn't capture my interest. You replaced it. I once believed awareness was flexible until you fixed it permanently on you. Everyone else feels temporary now, like passing scenes I no longer pause for. I didn't choose you over the world. The world simply stopped competing. I used to think fascination had limits. You proved it doesn't.